All right, so we're back with another video for you guys, another reaction video. And today we're going to be talking about Mr. Organik. I wanted to react to his latest video. Then I saw a couple minutes of it. The Hellcat Gotta Go To. He dropped this video like 4 days ago. By the way, if you guys haven't checked out the reaction video we dropped a day ago, make sure you guys go check it out. So I saw a couple minutes of his video, and he's pretty much like promoting the merch. Like, he really needs you guys. He really needs you guys to buy that merch. He desperately needs you guys to buy that merch. I guess he has a lot of bills to pay, and he probably has to pay off that lawsuit. So he's been pushing that merch like crazy. He's been doing all kinds of mind games. He said with these like new shirts, they're so exclusive. There's only like 50 units. It's probably 50 units because there's only like 50 people that are actually buying this stuff. That's probably what it is. He doesn't want to make a large quantity because it's probably going to just sit on the shelf. So he really needs you guys to buy that merch right now. And some of these shirts are way overpriced. I mean, especially the new designs. I don't know, man. They look like they look like some last minute designs or whatever. But $110. Some shirts he sent for like $200, somewhere like $300. Like, that man lost his mind. Like, his brand is not that popular. He's not even popping that much. So why would anyone buy $100 shirt for a brand that's on the decline? That makes no sense at all. Like, he's like, his popularity is going down. So why would I buy a $200 shirt for Organic Lifestyle for a brand that's probably not going to be around next year? Like, that's a waste of money. But you know, there's always got to be like 50 idiots buying this stuff. So like I said, I'm not really going to react to that latest video, but we are going to play the video that Danielle, if you guys don't know, his ex-girlfriend Danielle Champion, she had dropped a video, I think it was like probably like a year ago. You know, once I guess she dumped them, and then she exposed. I mean, she really didn't expose, but she definitely shared a lot of things, a lot of insight about the relationship, how toxic it was, his behavior, things like that, his communication skills. And I was actually watching it the other day, and I was like, you know, that's kind of crazy. Everything she said, literally, I mean, I would say probably like 90% of what she said has pretty much come true. Everything she had predicted about him, or I guess things she has put out there, has pretty much come true. And this is why I wanted to react to it again, because I mean, now we see the result. Like, they always say women are always right. It's a really crazy feeling, because I was watching, I was like, whoa, that man really went down. I mean, let's play this, and then you'll see what I'm talking about, or you'll hear what I'm talking about.
You guys know, and I just feel like there are some things that I need to address about me personally, because there are some things that maybe like I seemed like I stood by that I actually don't really stand for at all. I'm not putting out any information that's not already out there. I'm just touching base a little bit on some things, and honestly I feel like it's my duty to share this, because if I can't learn from this and help others learn from this, what is the purpose of even going through it? So to start off, it is always extremely important to be humble, okay? You can be at the top of the world, you know, in your career, your business, everything. But understand, if you are not a good person at heart, God's gonna take that away, okay? And if you don't believe in God, I'm sure you believe in something, some type of karma, something, okay? If you are not humble, you're gonna have really bad karma.
Now, humble is like, I'm not really a huge fan of the word humble, especially if you actually look up what humble really means. I'm not a huge fan of it. I understand what she's trying to say or the direction she's coming from, but I don't think humble is the right word. I always like to use the word relatable. So I always want to replace that word with relatable, but we'll listen to what she has to say.
And I'll tell you why. People who aren't humble do mean things to others because they think that they are above people. And what I want my champions to understand, we are all extremely special, but you are not better than anybody, okay? Nobody is, not even me. I've always been extremely humble because, you know, I came from nothing. And then I was put into a family, the Champions, where I was adopted. And they were absolutely amazing to me, but like, I've seen both sides of life. Even in LA, I've struggled, I've done great, you know? So I've always been extremely humble. I know that just as quickly as it comes is as quickly as it can go. And the higher you are, the higher you will fall, or can fall. if you're
Wow, like right from the start. Didn't I tell you guys? Like, I was literally watching this video the other day. I was like, damn, Danielle, like, pretty much said it. Like, her prediction, I don't know if it was a prediction, but whatever she was saying in this video just seems to have come true. Like, she just literally said, the higher you are, the higher the drop. I think that's what she said.
grateful. Well, okay? Nobody is, not even me. I've always been extremely humble because, you know, I came from nothing. And then I was put into a family, the Champions, where I was adopted. And they were absolutely amazing to me, but like, I've seen both sides of life. Even in LA, I've struggled, I've done great, you know? So I've always been extremely humble. I know that just as quickly as it comes, it's as quickly as it can go. And the higher you are, the higher you will fall. Or can fall, if you're ungrateful. So
Yeah, that's what she said. The higher you are, the higher you will fall. So, man, that's pretty much absolutely correct. Because we definitely seen him. And the crazy thing is, this video is like literally not even a year ago, folks. This video is not even a year ago. So a year ago, when he was doing all that shouting, right, talking about peasants, this, peasants, that, I'm going to be a billionaire next year. I'm making millions from Volt Inu. I'm making millions from all these sponsors. I got all these cars. I got this mansion. Like, man, you got to be careful, like, how you treat people. Because, like she just said, the higher you are, the higher the fall. And this man now is kind of like scraping for change at this point. He has to drive his brother's Hellcat around. Some people are like, oh, well, it's his Hellcat. Well, it's the only car he has. Let's put it that way. This man went from 6-7 cars down to 1. I don't really consider that a slingshot a car. That thing is like a little scooter or whatever. That's like kind of like a leisure type of car. Like, it's not meant to be driven every single day. So I don't consider that to be a real car. So this man has to resort back, and if anything, if you guys actually been watching him, he used to actually throw shade on people driving Hellcats. He pretty much throws shade as high as he goes. Like, the higher he would go, the more shame or shade he would throw on people driving lesser cars. So it was actually a live stream where he was actually throwing shade on people driving Hellcats, because he was like, oh, why would I want to drive those crappy cars? I'm in exotic cars now. I'm in a McLaren 720S. I'm in a Ferrari. Why would I want that peasant stuff? And now he's back into that peasant stuff, and he's trying to promote it with t-shirts. Like, it's crazy.
can I please, you guys, before we really dive into this, can we get a we gon' pray for the man who needs to humble himself? There have been a lot of situations with my ex where he has said things to me like, look what I made you, or, you know what I'm saying, blessed you. What would you have done without me? And the thing is, you guys, I had a whole career before him. I did movies before him. I was on a TV show before him. Before him, my social media was growing faster than it did when I was with him. Now, this is not to point blame on anyone, but understand, guys, don't ever think, even if you help somebody out with something, don't think that you're better than them, because you never know. One day, they might be the one that helps you. Especially when you're being unhumble. You never know, like, what type of fall from grace you're gonna have. And any kind of person that has to constantly tell somebody how much better than them they are, or even other people, like, you guys have seen the lives and different stuff, just how we talk to you. That's actually how it is behind closed doors too.
Did you guys just hear that? Come on, folks. Did you guys hear that? The way he talks to people on live is the exact same way he is behind the scenes. So this is his ex-girlfriend, folks. This is not like a subscriber. This is not me. This is not other people that done reaction videos on him. This is his ex-girlfriend. This is a person that he had a relationship with. He had a relationship with her. This was his woman. And his own woman is saying that this man is just as toxic as he was on live talking to his own fans, which is crazy. Like, people don't really, like, it seems like a lot of people really don't understand that. Like, this man got on live and was down talking on people that are supporting him. Like, you guys are putting money in his pocket. You are watching his videos, and he's like shitting on you. Like, that's crazy.
At first, like, don't think I just got into it and like that's what I was dealing with, because that's totally not the situation. But it did turn into that. And I think honestly the last straw for me was when we were moving, or he was moving, and like I set up the movers, I did all this stuff, and then he was just talking to me crazy in front of people. And I'm like, yo, like, you need to humble yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody who has a dictator mind or says that they look up to dictators, which he said before, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's the other thing, which it never made sense to me. He said he used to watch all these dictators like Hitler. I'm like, why would somebody be interested in listening to like people like Hitler? Like, do you know what Hitler has done in the past? Like, this man is like, whoa, it's like, it's crazy. But the fact here is, this is coming out of his own girlfriend. And like I said, it didn't really hit me. Like, the first time I saw this video a year ago, it didn't really strike me at all, because he was at his peak, right? Or we thought he was at his peak. He always made it seem like he was always going to keep going up and up and up. He was always going to elevate higher and higher and higher. So last year when I saw her video, this video, and we actually might have reacted to it. It might have been somewhere on the channel. I don't remember which video it is. Like, nothing, like, I didn't really feel any kind of way. I mean, I knew who he was before she was even with him. I don't think she really knew what she was getting herself into, but I knew. So when she came out and said all the things she's saying now, which you guys are listening to, if this is your first time, this is his ex-girlfriend. But now that I'm listening to it after Organik has fallen, now everything is making a whole lot more sense. Like, she's pretty much calling it for what exactly has happened, like what has actually transpired right now. She says, basically to be careful, because if you keep shitting on people, if you keep, talking down on people, you will, by some other, people could say God, people can say other stuff. There's another higher power that has more control over you, and that might influence your downfall. And that's pretty much what we have seen. I mean, this is literally what we are observing right now. This man has literally like fell like a crazy fall. This is a crazy fall. Like, he went from Malibu mansions with exotic cars now to he can't even get his beard colored.
You don't want to rule people out of fear or out of force. And honestly, I wasn't even gonna make this video, but please put a "we gonna pray" for the man who needs to humble himself. You guys drop the prayer hands below, okay? But the way that you treat people not only determines your karma, but it determines how you feel about yourself, because nobody who really thinks that they're that great has to talk down to people, you guys. You've got to be kind to others. It is so important to be kind to others and to remember that we all came from something. You know what I mean? Nobody is better than anybody else. Okay? The Bible says God will separate a fool from his money.
I actually listened to that when she said this, God will separate a fool from his money. I listened to it before. Like I said, I watched this video when she first dropped it. Nothing, like, it didn't really ring any bells, nothing like that. But now, when you listen to this, you listen to her video and look at his channel, look at his downfall or his position in life right now, it's like, whoa. Everything this woman is saying, like, they say women are usually right, I got to give it to Danielle, man. She's like, it seems like this video was like, this is a year ago, folks. It would seem like, listening to this, it would seem like this was like a video dropped yesterday, because she's like literally calling it out for what's going on right now. This man has to go around. He had to drive all the way to Arizona to go pick up his brother's car, drive it back, try to make videos about tire stickers, and now he's trying to get it wrapped up. It's like, man, cut it out, man. All that goofy shit you're doing now, it ain't gonna work, man. That's just like all that recyclable type content ain't gonna work no more. Getting the slingshot, like, what are you gonna do? Like, after you get it wrapped, you're gonna make a video talk about taking delivery of a slingshot with a wrap, and people are gonna be like, hey, all excited for that kind of garbage? Like, come on, man. That shit is all, it's all done with, man. There's like thousands of other channels doing the same crap now. You should be at where you said you were gonna be at, which is having a Pagani and a Bugatti and things like that. At this point, I mean, CJ on 32 has already, like, he's practically buried your channel. Like, you might as well sell this damn channel or lease it or something, or turn it into like a food review channel or something completely unrelated to cars, because you're like so down, it's crazy.
The Bible says it. I wish nothing but the best for him, and I also hope that he finds some healing, because like certain things I just did not agree with, like making fun of people who have MS. I have even said that behind closed doors that you cannot do that, especially not with me on camera. I have a family member with that, and I don't think it's funny in the slightest. And I'm sorry to my family. I'm sorry to anybody that has that even would think that I would think that's okay. You guys can see in the clips that I'm clearly uncomfortable when that's going on, or when you're making fun of anybody with scoliosis. I have scoliosis, so like, why would you make fun of that? You know what I mean? You've got to be humble. Listen, you make fun of something that somebody has, a disability, a disadvantage, any of that stuff, and watch, you'll end up with that. It's fun.
Yeah, there was like a couple of videos, and I just never understood, like, I never understood why would he record himself degrading people with disabilities? Like, why would you include that part of your vlog? Like, if you're a shitty person, don't even like try to put that stuff on video. Why would you record yourself in a negative state of mind and then think it's a good idea to publish that shit on YouTube? I mean, and then again, I mean, he knows most of his followers are a bunch of stupid, slow-brained idiots, so they will actually look at that and be like, oh, that's a good thing. He's making fun of people that actually have a disability, and that's somehow funny. Because that's what a lot of people that actually support him, they think a lot of this shit that he would do is funny. It's not funny making fun of somebody with a disability. It's not funny picking on people that couldn't speak clearly or correctly because they have a speech issue or something like that. Because I saw one video, I don't remember, I think it was like on the beach. That's how I remember it. And he was like making fun of the guy because I guess he was stuttering or something like that. And then people are like, he's laughing, and it's all his stupid, slow-brained idiots in the comment section. They're thinking this stuff is like a joke or something like that. So, again, it didn't make sense to me. Why would somebody record himself in a vlog making fun of people with disabilities? But then I get it, because there's a lot of stupid idiots that do follow him that support this kind of stuff, and they find it funny. They find it so funny until it happens to them, until they are the victim of a disability and somebody's laughing at them for their disability. It's not that funny after all. Like, it's so many things. Like, people that are just tuned in thinking this guy is so positive. He ain't no damn positivity. This man was never positive last year. It's only positivity this year. This year, when he's suddenly going broke and needs you guys to buy this overpriced garbage merch, that's the only time he becomes positive. That's how people normally are. When they're at their lowest, that's when they want to become positive. But when they're at the top, that's when they feel like they have all the power in the world. And that's but he made it seem like there's people that have everything. There's people like if you even take somebody like CJ on 32's, like, he has a lot of money, he has a lot of cars, but he's not really like a shitty person. He doesn't have to sit there all the time and throw it in people's face and call you like degrading names and shit like that. But when you sit there and call people peasants and bums and you'll never be anything in life, you'll be a toe sucker, and keep telling people that shit nonstop on live, it's gonna find its way back onto you.
Funny how the world works and how God works, you guys. So the best thing, and this is for all my champions out there, you guys, humble yourself before God has to humble you. Okay? Because when God does it, trust me, it's going to be strong. Anything God does is strong. Okay? It's going to be a lot stronger of a push than if you just did it yourself. So I suggest you guys do it yourselves, truly and seriously. There was a point when he went on to a talk show, you guys, and said that, you know, he can mess.
So she's talking about the Fresh and Fit podcast, that viral clip where, you know, he tries to carry himself. And that, if anything, is that the woman that really exposed him when she said, show us the deed. And he was talking about, oh, why am I going to show paperwork to somebody that has no paperwork? But now he's looking like a real bum that he is.
All these different girls, and his girl's just going to sit there and do whatever and deal with it or something. Like, humble yourself, dude. We weren't even together. And I would never put up with that. That's not how that's going to go. You know what I mean? So if you have to do a facade and belittle other people, the people who are there for you, the people who are at home taking care of your house at that time, if you have to belittle them and humiliate them and put them down just so that you can build yourself up, that's not good. Like, how low can your actual self-esteem really be that you have to do all of those evil things to others? You've got to humble yourself, you guys. Seriously, karma is real. Karma is real.
Man, I tell you guys, like, she just literally said, karma is real. Karma is real for what he has done to her, what he put her through. And again, like I said, when I saw this video the first time, I was like, there was really nothing, because you don't see the after effect, right? Like, he was at his highest. You know, he had the cars, he had the money, he had the mansion. And he was actually throwing it in her face even after they broke up. After this video came out, you guys might recall that he started having all these women with all the King of Downtown videos. Like, he would bring all these, like, I think he, like, brought 2 white girls, like Snow Bunny and some other clown name that he comes up with. Then he had that Asian girl, and then he had a couple younger girls. So he was throwing all that shit in her face. But now who's laughing? All right, because it's literally a year now, and everything is gone. Like, this man literally has to go to court over some, like, month rent. Like, he forgot to pay his rent for a month. And some people are like, oh, well, that's only 1 month. It's not that it's 1 month. That's still going to be on his record. That man won't be able to get any kind of, like, a landlord's going to look at that and be like, oh, all right, well, I don't know about, I'm not going to be comfortable enough to rent you my property. You just couldn't afford to pay the rent the last month. What makes me think that you're going to be able to afford rent this month or when I sign a new lease to you? You know what I mean? So it's not just about it being 1 month or 2 months or things like that. That stays on your record, and it's like kind of like a red flag.
Karma is so real. And I'm getting my karma right now because I was nothing but nice then. The only thing I ever really probably did wrong was stay too long or try to make it work too long. But look at me now. My skin's clear. I'm happy. I'm acting it again. I'm doing what I want to do. My health is great. I got family who love me. I have friends. You guys.
I don't know what happened to Organik's friends, because everybody that he said were friends, like, seems to have disappeared. Even Tall Guy, like, I don't see Tall Guy around him. Have you seen Tall Guy around him? Like, you might see Tall Guy in 1 or 2 videos, and I don't know, but this is just my opinion, folks. I think Jasmine probably told Tall Guy, you got to stay away from that clown. That dude is like a crazy virus or disease, and he might be, you know, his bad energy might affect you, so it's probably best to stay away from him, or maybe, like, limit your interactions with him. There's got to be something like that, because it seems like everybody, like, have you guys seen TJ Millionaire Mentor around Organik? Because I haven't seen him. I don't think it's been almost a year now, and we haven't seen TJ Millionaire Mentor link up with Organik. But Organik claimed he went to his house and, you know, he met up with him. He linked up with him because TJ Millionaire Mentor also has, like, a master class. But then again, I'd rather buy a master class from somebody that legitimately looks successful or has successful assets than somebody who leases a bunch of cars and gets on video and pretends like he owns all that shit. That's 2 different types of successful people. One is real, the other one is fake. One can actually sustain that lifestyle and the other can't. Like TJ Millionaire Mentor, if you guys don't know, at least all his cars are properly registered and up to date. Unlike Organik is driving around with expired tags, expired registration. It's crazy. But if you go on his Instagram, he's been adding more cars to his collection. But Organik, he always has like some kind of excuse. Now he's saying that he got rid of the cars because it's a great market. How is that a great market? You bought the cars. Well, he didn't buy them, but he leased them. Technically, he got them during the pandemic when they were really overpriced. So he got a car for like $400,000. Like that Urus, he said he got it for $400,000, which might be true during the pandemic. But in reality, that car was really like just $300,000. And then he got rid of it now, or like more recently, and maybe like a couple months ago, when things like actually started to go down in price. So it seems like he's a stupid businessman, because you got that car during the highest peak during the pandemic when there was no one else buying cars and everything was just going through the roof. And now you got rid of it when prices are starting to go down. It's like, you're like going in reverse. It should have been the other way around.
It's probably the happiest I've ever been in LA, you guys. Can I get a "we gon' pray"? Can I get an amen for that? Seriously, like, I spent the last 2 years of my life miserable. You know, after that podcast thing, there was a whole video that I made, like, while he was out of town. And he told me not to put it up. I still have it. Told me.
You know, and that's the one thing I probably should apologize to Danielle. Like, I do apologize to her, because I didn't know, you know, when I did reaction videos on her, you know, I went off based on what you see on video. So on video, she seemed happy. But then, you know, the one thing I failed to realize is that she's an actress. She was an actress before she met him. She was on Sweetie Pies. And then she also had like a couple other roles in like movies and things like that. So she was an actress. And, you know, shout out to Mr. Skinny, because Mr. Skinny was actually saying that he felt like she was acting the whole time. Like, the whole time she was around him, he felt like she was really acting. Like, Organik must have paid her to act around him as his girlfriend. But I looked at it as that's his girlfriend, and she seemed relatively happy. But I guess people can show happiness on the outside and they could be suffering on the inside. And that's kind of like what stood out to me. I was like, that's kind of odd. You know, the one thing that really stood out was the fact that she didn't stay with him. I'm like, how does he have a big ass mansion like that in Malibu and she lives in a small ass apartment, and he's a multi-millionaire bragging all the time? Like, why would she be living in a small ass apartment when she could be living in the mansion? And then why was she, before she had the Jeep, she had another car. I forget which car it was. I don't remember which one. Even before he gave her the Charger, some of you guys might remember that Charger that had had that crazy wrap on it. Before that one, she had a different car. I don't remember. It wasn't like a super fancy car. And I think it's only because I started talking about it and being like, whoa, how come your girlfriend doesn't drive a nice fancy car, but you have all these cars and you keep bragging about all the money you have? How are you going to promote courses about success to other people when people around you aren't successful like that? So I think because I kept saying that's when he, I guess, upgraded her to the Charger, which really was his car, if you guys remember that far back. But it turned out even that car, he wasn't paying for it. She was paying for it the whole time. So that man never really took care of his girlfriend the whole time. He never took care of Danielle. So like I said, I do apologize for the videos that I made, but, you know, because what we see is what we see on video. She never said that she was paying the car. She never said on video that the purse that he got her or the things that he bought her, that he claimed he bought her, he never really bought her. So you guys were buying bullshit from him about success and how he's elevated the people around him, when in reality, he wasn't even taking care of his own girlfriend. So I'm pretty sure the money he gave his mother was probably not money that he truly gave her. It's probably because of things she probably did for him, and then he gave her that money. Who knows? But it was like a lot of different things like that.
I had to put it up because I looked, what did he say? He said I looked suicidal. And you can, if you watch the video, you can see how broken it's at. Because you humiliated me and made stuff up and lied about me in front of literally millions, basically. While I'm sitting at home trying to, you know what I'm saying? And then watch, you guys saw when he put that video up of him yelling at me for not having his like workroom done. You saw the comments in there. Like they went in on him and God humbled him right then. But you got to continue to humble yourself, you guys. Listen, everything you do, I don't care if you're doing YouTube or not, but not everything you do needs to be for show, okay? Every time you buy your girl a purse or do something for them, you do not have to broadcast it. I'll tell you, every time I ever got a purse that you guys seen on TV, I felt like crying afterwards. Nobody knows the behind the scenes of what's really going on, okay? Being yelled.
See, she just said nobody knows the behind the scenes. So when you see this stuff on video, like I said, shout out to Mr. Skinny, because he was the one that called it out, really. He said, if anything, she looks like she's acting. Because, you know, obviously Mr. Skinny's a lot older, so he can see things that I might not see. I'm not perfect, but yeah, so when he said the way he looked at it is that she was acting, it never really struck me until I actually listened to this part, because she is an actress, so she can definitely put on the show. She can definitely act like she was having fun, that she got a purse, but sounds like everything this woman got was out of her own pocket. Like Organik just made a video about it just to brag to you guys, just to promote bullshit, his books, his courses, his mentorship, his masterclass. But in reality, he was a shitty person to his own girlfriend. That's crazy. Like, at least take care of your girlfriend, your own woman. It's not like a supporter, it's not a fan.
In the store, humble yourself. The way that you talk to people, champions, I challenge you to something. The next time you guys are out and you feel like just going off on somebody, or just because they did something stupid, whether it's when you're driving, when you're doing anything, humble yourself before you do it, and realize that person might be having a bad day. So instead of being rude to them and talking down to them, humble yourself and maybe say something positive, because we want that good karma, you guys. This is going to be an amazing year. We only have half the year left. This is going to be an amazing year for the champions, okay? And we have less than half the year, and we cannot waste any of it getting bad karma, talking down to you guys. I don't want to get too into it, because this is not to be mean, but I do deserve to be able to tell my side of the story and to teach the lesson to you guys. I don't agree with the way that, you know, certain lives were, not my lives, but, you know, that he who needs to humble himself. You can't talk to kids that way. You can't talk to people that way. Like, that is going to come and bite you in your ass.
So there's a channel called Vendetta Vlogs. Shout out to Vendetta Vlogs. I think it's spelled Vendetta. Vendetta Vlogs. I'm sure you guys will be able to find it, about Organik talking to kids on live. And I'm not talking about like kids, like I'm not talking about like teenagers, because I know there's a slow brain idiots there and be like, oh, he's talking about teenagers. No, we're talking about like probably like a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, maybe a 7-year-old. So even, let's say worst case, even if this 5-6-year-old is trolling him, the things he would say back to a 5-6-year-old about their mother and what he wants to do to their mother, I don't even think the 5 or 6-year-old that was listening to him say shit like that and even knew what he was talking about. But people watching that stuff are kind of shocked. But I think there's a lot of people that come on YouTube because they enjoy this kind of creepy ass shit, like that, like what I was saying earlier. They find it funny when they see people with disabilities get made fun of, and Organik would do shit like that, talking to kids like that. I guess there is a certain part of our population that do enjoy creepy ass shit like that. So I think that's the kind of like the crowd that Organik probably maybe catered to, because they would never find an issue with that kind of stuff. But normal people looking at this shit would be like, hold on, this is kind of weird. So that's kind of what she's talking about. That's on a channel called Vendetta Vlogs that he captured a couple live streams like that definitely worth checking out.
Someday, somehow, some way. You know what I'm saying? And it might not be directly to him. It could be to his family. It could be to anybody. And God bless all of them. You know what I'm saying? But like to his kids one day. God will humble yourself, okay? Happen to have, I'm trying so hard not to say too much because it's not to expose anything. But this is just I only want to touch base on stuff that's already out there. A lot of times you could see the tension even when we're filming, like you can see it, but like we were never lovey-dovey on camera and stuff. So to act like you're this big ladies man when in real life behind cameras you don't even got that aura, like come on. Humble yourself and be kind. People will love you for who you are. You don't got to be mean to people. You don't got to talk down to people. You don't got, like, honestly, it took me months to get back to normal after how abusive mentally that situation was. Can I get...
Did you guys hear that? She said abusive and mentally. That's crazy, man. Abusive and mentally. Let me replay that again in case you guys didn't hear it.
So we gonna pray. Months, be kind. People will love you for who you are. You don't got to be mean to people. You don't got to talk down to people. You don't got, like, honestly, it took me months to get back to normal after how abusive mentally that situation was. Talk down to people. You don't got, like, honestly, it took me months to get back to normal after how abusive mentally that situation was. Can I get a we gon' pray? You guys, because that was some tough stuff to go through. And then you even have everybody like on the internet being like, oh, you know, she deserves the trolls he has. You know, just because she's with him. Like, look, like I almost felt trapped at times. Like, just how... It's literally draining just thinking about you guys. Listen, I want to check yourselves, okay? If you're talking down to people, you think that you're better than others, humble yourself. Can I get a we gon' pray? If you're making fun of disabilities or a disadvantage or the way somebody looks or talking about somebody's dead loved ones, humble yourself, you guys. Karma is terrible. It has a funny way of spinning things on you.
Now, I was actually going to talk about the last part she just mentioned about when he was talking about somebody's... it was actually like this girl's loved one that passed away. And the way Organik added his like little spin to it. You know, he always tries to make it seem funny, talking about, you know, I don't even want to get into it because it was pretty disgusting, basically trying to say that he's going to do the job that the person that passed away couldn't do. It's like, I don't even know that that's the right choice of words to be saying to somebody that clearly just told you their loved one, their significant partner passed away, and all you can think about is something sexual to spin it off with. Like, it was pretty disgusting, but I'm not even going to get into that part.
Okay. Humble yourself, you guys. Be kind. All of this talking about how great you are, like, you must not feel that good really on the inside, because why, you know what I'm saying? Why would you have to tell people that? Who are you trying to convince yourself? Or you humble yourself. Realize that you too are human, guys. All of us champions, we are all humans. Can I get a we gon' pray? Seriously, I feel this in my soul.
You know, I never understood why he keeps saying he's the god. Like, he always makes it seem like he's really a god or something like that. Like, dude, you're not a god. You're just a regular person that just goes to the gym, eats healthy. I don't even know that he eats healthy anymore because all he's been doing is eating junk every time he drops any video now because he probably can't afford anything healthy. But this is what I mean. Like, I saw this video, and again, the first time I saw it, it didn't really, like, I didn't really feel any kind of way. It was just like, oh, okay, that's interesting that she comes out and talks about him. But now, when you listen to it and you actually look at what's going on with his channel and his life, it makes a whole lot of sense now. It makes perfect sense. It's almost like she basically called it, she basically manifested it. You know, she manifested what's going to happen in the next couple months. And it took about a year, and it pretty much all came down. Like, everything came down. Cars, money, mansions. Like, that man pretty much fell off. But yeah, that's what I mean. It was kind of interesting. I don't know if you guys, you know, you obviously listened to it, but I mean, sure, you guys, there was a couple different points here that definitely did stand out. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching.